Okay, welcome everybody back to Steve Talks Boxing X STBX. This week we are talking about what personally I think is going to be a cracking fight this weekend, which is Natasha Jonas against Mikaela Mayer this Saturday night. And I am pleased to say joining me this week is Håkan Johansson. Thank you, Håkan. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you, Steve, for having me here. Thanks.
No, it's been meaning for a while to have you on the show, so it's great to have you on. And I was going to say, my first question for you, Håkan, is quite a serious one. Might as well get to the nitty gritty of it. Do you think Mayer's had a proper English breakfast yet?
I don't think so. But I will check it as I'm staying at the same hotel.
Okay.
In Liverpool.
As Mayer, you stay in the same hotel as Mayer?
Yes.
So it's exclusive then. On STBX, Mayer may be having a full English come Sunday morning, maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I maybe will check it out if I had a chance.
Yeah. Well, if you can get any photos or evidence of that, that'd be great. It'd be bonus points there, Håkan.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I think regardless of the result, I think she'll probably deserve a full English come Sunday anyway. You're actually going to the fight, Håkan, on Saturday. Are you going for Jonas or are you going for Mayer?
I'm going for a very close fight, and I think Jonas win on majority decision or a split decision.
Oh, okay.
Very close.
Yeah, I weren't talking about the prediction this time. I was talking about the actual. What fan are you? Are you a Jonas or Mayer fan, or both?
I will say both.
Yeah.
I have been to both live before, and I like both as a fighter and as persons too.
Yeah, yeah. I must admit, I've got a really soft spot for Tasha Jonas. She's one of my favourite female fighters, and yeah, I'll be cheering her on, I think, regardless. But yeah, she's personally one of my favourite fighters. There was been a bit of discussion also, I think, a couple of weeks ago as well when the fight was announced. What's your view on the females doing 12 3-minute rounds, Håkan?
I think as long as WBC don't accept it, so I think for me, I will. I think it's better to have 12 2-minute rounds.
12 2 minutes rather than 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Like I said, there was quite a bit of discussion with this fight as well. So you said 12 2 minutes. So my question initially was, would you like to see this fight 12 3 minutes? But would you like to see this 12 2 minutes then, Håkan, this particular fight?
Yeah. I think the 2 minutes rounds has been very entertaining. I've been to loads of fights in the last few years. One of the biggest fights ever, and those fights has been so good with 2 minutes rounds.
2 minutes. Yeah. So you're saying doing up a couple extra. Do you think a couple extra rounds? Do you think we're going to get the stoppages, the knockouts then, with a couple extra rounds?
I don't think so, but we saw the Serrano fight. It was 12-3, and we didn't saw a knockout there like we thought before.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we have to wait and see. I think with Serrano, it's going to be 3 minutes rounds now going forward, and the Nina Mike fight next. We will see if we will see a KO there.
Yeah.
I think it's the level between Serrano and Mike is, I think Mike is way below Serrano's level.
Yeah, yeah.
So if we don't see a knockout there, I don't think the 3 minutes round may be
much
not
difference.
help.
Yeah, yeah. Do you think if the female fighters are happy doing 3-minute rounds, should we just let them go? You know, they're the ones in the ring at the end of the day.
Yes.
Yeah.
And loads of the top female fighters want to have the 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we have to wait and see now in the few fights with Serrano how it's developed
How it pans
with
out.
3
Yeah.
minutes rounds.
Yeah, I think it maybe trial it for a few fights and see how it pans out, and maybe the bigger stars, the title fights, maybe that's when they should maybe start playing around with the round structure a bit. Maybe again, maybe I don't know. It's a tough one, isn't it? Really, but
Yes.
I certainly think it's one they should really consider. You know, bringing forward for the future. To equal the male boxing side of things anyway. So I certainly think it's something we should look at in future fights. Back to the Jonas Mayer fight. Obviously, Tasha Jonas, she had a great year last year. Remarkable what she's achieved. If she beats Mayer on Saturday, would you say that's her biggest win to date?
Yes, I will. I think it's the first pound for pound top 10 she has a win then.
Yeah.
So I will say that's the biggest win.
Yeah, yeah, me too.
And I've heard today that it's a rematch clause if Mayer wins.
Yeah, I read that. I was kind of disappointed in a way because we're going to talk about some potential future fights with Tasha as well. So I was kind of a bit disappointed on the rematch clause. What I heard also today. Was you surprised by that?
Not very surprised that what I've heard is a one-way rematch clause just for Tasha.
Yeah.
And I think it's a big fight and a 50-50 fight. So I can understand why boxer have the rematch clause for Tasha.
Yeah, because moving forward for boxer, I guess Jonas is boxer's biggest female star at the moment, isn't she? Obviously, she's a world title. She's a good name to have at boxer, isn't it, for female boxing to promote? Even when you look at Matchroom, you can say obviously Katie Taylor heads that up as well. So for boxer to lose Jonas, that'd be a big loss, wouldn't it? I'm guessing. So
yes,
yeah, definitely. Mayer's only loss, obviously, was against Baumgartner. I was actually there for that fight, the O2. It was an SD. How did you see that fight?
I was there too. I had a ringside seat in London.
So you had the good view. So
yeah, I had a good view, and
you probably had the better view than me.
All people I had around me, we all thought that Mayer won the fight.
Yeah,
I had Mayer by a couple of rounds.
Yeah, yeah. I was up in pretty much the higher gods with looking down on that fight, but I even thought, Mayer won that fight anyway. I was surprised by that, but obviously in hindsight, Mayer's gone on from this, hasn't she? So she's moved on, accepted the defeat, I'm guessing. So and she's bounced back with a couple of wins, hasn't she, since then? So
yeah.
Yeah, that
even though she hasn't been tested after that fight.
not no way as sort of level as Jonas in that, in regards to that, much lower levels and opponents as well. With regards to obviously if Jonas does win, I know you mentioned the rematch clause, but obviously we had Jonas versus Harper, which was a great fight. Would you like to see that rematch if that happens?
I'm pretty sure that the rematch is completely dead.
Really?
Yes. So I think, for me, I would like to see Terry Harper fight Sandy Ryan next.
Really? Oh wow, that'd be a great fight.
Yeah. So that's what I'm hoping for at the Dalton Smith undercard, potentially on March 23rd in Sheffield.
Yeah. So the kind of, is there any? I know you got a bit of insight on the boxing there. Is there any rumours that fight's happening then? Is there? Have you got any inside information there?
Yeah, not so much insight, but I've heard from different sources that fight could happen, and that fight makes sense too. With McCaskill now fighting mandatory Habazin next in April. So for Sandy Ryan, rematch with McCaskill is as earliest from July, August.
Yeah.
So, and the Terry Harper, I think the rematch with Cecilia Brækhus is completely dead, will
Dead
not
as well.
happen.
Yeah.
And the other fighters in that division is not ticket sellers.
No.
So I think Terry Harper could go down to welterweight and fight Sandy Ryan next.
Yeah, and I think at this stage as well, Harper wants the big fights, doesn't she? I
Yes.
don't think she wants to be taking steps backwards at this stage of her
Exactly.
career.
And the super welterweight isn't Terry Harper's natural weight either.
Yeah.
So I think it's a strong possibility
Yeah. Do you
that
think Ryan's
Harper
up?
could go down.
Yeah. Do you think Ryan's up for it though?
Yeah, I've seen tweets from Ryan that she's up to it. And I've heard interviews with Frank Smith that he said early that he would like to have that fight.
Yeah. So that could be potential. So obviously we're not got long before that the Sheffield card, so they may want to start thinking about announcing that one and putting that one together soon. I'm guessing with training camps and stuff like that, and obviously it'd be a good ticket seller as well, wouldn't it? So
yes,
a good name female fights to have on that card. I know you touched at the beginning on the prediction for going back to obviously Jonas versus Mayer. Let's go over it again. Your final prediction for this fight? How do you see it going?
It's a 50-50 fight. I think it will go the distance. And I think it's going to be very close. So I'm going for a very close decision for Jonas.
Jonas, yeah. Okay. I was going to say, obviously, Jonas being the home fighter, female boxing, always, I say sometimes, tends to go to the point. So, to the cards. So, I hope you're right, because obviously I'm a Jonas fan. I'll take a close decision at this stage. What do you think about the rest of the undercard as well with Boxer? Obviously, we've got a couple of good fights, Cullen and Chelly, Mark Jeffers as well on the bill. What do you think about the rest of the undercard?
I think it's a pretty good undercard with an announcement of the wild card fight
Yeah.
Mikaela Mikaela Udofia.
Yeah. Yeah.
A very good 50-50 fight.
That could be one of the fight of the nights, if you ask me, under obviously Jonas and Mayer. So that could potentially fight one of the fight of the nights there.
Yes. And I haven't yet heard Jack Massey's opponent for the card.
Mm-hmm. There's still no opponent names.
Yeah, I've heard some rumors, but I haven't heard any announcement from Boxer of the opponent for Jack Massey.
Okay, so it's a TBC. Wait for it to turn up. See, he turns up on the weigh-in on Friday, I'm guessing. So it'd be one of those cases, a late opponent there.
But I love the Calincelli fight very much.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I think it's a decent little card they got there in Liverpool. Good, like I said, good 50-50 fights, I think.
Yes.
Which is interesting. I'll always end the show with some ending questions for you, Håkan. I've started a new thing. It's the tweet of the week, and this one caught my attention. It's from Nadeem Hadid, and it's about the Ohara Davies giving his excuse, saying obviously the aircon, extra oxygen kept him awake, why he lost the fight. What would you say is? I thought that was pretty bad, to be honest with you, as excuses go. But what would you say is your worst excuse you've heard for losing the fight?
I think I will go with Bronze Bomber Dante Wilder.
Okay.
Loads of excuses for his loss. The second Fury fight.
Yeah.
The ring costume and some other stuff he said after the first draw. So I will go for Dante Wilder.
Yeah, Wilder. Yeah, the excuses come out pretty thick and fast on that one. But yeah, obviously give Nadeem a follow. He's a great guy. Does some great stuff as well. Second one being is Ben fighting again in America again. I asked Darren this question last week. Yeah, what do you think of that?
A big no for me.
Yeah. But, reason why?
Yeah. I think the opponent Dobson from the Chris Eubank Jr. potentially that they worked for 3 months. It doesn't look that good.
No.
Even though there are some UK fighters on the undercard that could be interesting, like Romford Bull, Johnny Fisher.
Johnny Fisher, yeah. But as far as you disapprove of Ben fighting, well, I know it's America, but fighting altogether, or is he just exiled to America to fight?
It's just that he's gone to America to fight.
Yeah.
And that card will be for the UK, so it will be an afternoon card in the US.
I didn't realise that. Okay. So there's no mega time.
So the Boxer show on February 3rd will be around the same time, I think.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I didn't realise that. Okay.
Okay. They did announced it very close to the first announcement.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it will start around lunchtime in the US.
Yeah. Okay. That's a strange one, I guess.
Yes.
Is that so Johnny Fisher and his dad can get a Chinese in, do you think, before the end of the night? It's a possibility. You just don't know. It's a possibility. lots of fights being announced now, especially today. Undercards being announced. Very excited for Parker versus Zhang. What's your thoughts on AJ Ngannou? Is that a yes or no for you as a fight?
It's a slight yes, and it's that I can understand why Eddie Hearn wants that. He wants to have Joshua to have that he we know that Fury had a big problem with the Ngannou fight, and he now Eddie Hearn wants a statement from Joshua, so he can say that Joshua beat Wallin much easier and Ngannou much easier than Fury.
Yeah. Is that an ego thing then, do you think? Or is it ego and they're getting paid a load of money as well?
Yeah, I think it's a both.
Bit both, yeah. Ego and lots of money, yeah, because I've got to put the image up there, actually. So, and obviously they announced today Parker versus Zhang. To be honest with you, I'm quite happy with that. I prefer that than the main event. I put a poll out today before I come on to interview you, Håkan. It was 60-40 in Zhang's favour to win the fight. I'll put you on the spot because I didn't ask you this question. What do you think, Zhang or Parker?
I did vote on.
You did? Okay.
Yeah.
Who did you vote for?
I did vote for Chang. I think Chang will knock out Parker.
Knock him out as well. Wow. Yeah. A lot of people said that. Well, with the Wilder fight, though, you got to look at that.
But Chang has been much more active than Wilder has been.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
And what Chang did with Joe Joyce twice is what I think that he could do again.
Parker, yeah, they're two impressive wins, weren't they, over Joyce? We know Joyce is tough. He's got a tough head, but yeah, obviously they're two impressive wins he had there. Last one for you, Håkan. What fight would you like to see the most in 2024?
I go for two fights, one male and one female.
Go for it.
And
I'll let you have two.
The female first, then, and it is Terry Harper's Andy Ryan. And the male one is the undisputed, if WBC approve it, better be versus Dimitri Bivol.
Yes, please. That's the one. All the fans, they want that unification fight, especially after Saturday. Poor Smith, obviously on the wrong end of a beating there. I'll put a tweet out Sunday morning. Personally, I think better be able to beat Bivol. Had a mixed reaction. People think, Bivol's not going to stand there like Smith. Again, I put you on the spot. If that fight happens, who do you see winning?
I could see Bivol win on decision.
Wow! So you're going against me.
And that's I think he's so slick, and so I think he could. When what Bivol did to Canelo, is what I think that he could win that fight on decision.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Well, hopefully, fingers crossed, we will get that fight. It'd be a great year for unification if we get that. Obviously, Fury versus Usyk as well. So it'd be a great year for some unification fights. I think, like I said, it's a one the fans all want to see, don't they? Really, so including you and me.
Yes, and so the approval from WBC is the question for Bivol.
That's the hurdle you have to get over.
Yes.
I mentioned that last week with Darren WBC. Obviously, yeah, that's one of the hurdles to get over. Thank you, Håkan. That's pretty much it for the show. Obviously, you're coming over for the fight on Liverpool. I would say wrap up warm, but you're kind of used to them temperatures being in Sweden. You probably think it's quite warm over here at the moment, but yeah,
yes, I will.
Yeah.
The winter here has been one of the worst in 10, 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I will feel warm in Liverpool.
Yeah, I was going to say, come over to warm up in Liverpool, I would say, Håkan. But I really appreciate your time. Enjoy the fights on Saturday. Everyone else, obviously, get your drinks, your beers, and snacks in. Could do with some more subscribers on the channel, please. That'd be great. But any likes, comments as well is always appreciated anyway. And yeah, and that's it for this week. Thanks, Håkan.
Thank you, Steve.